welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy X HD Remastered. Last we left off, we just finished off the status reels, and now we're going into the Aurochs reels. As you noticed there, we just checked the menu and we don't see it. But there's another trick to it. When you don't see it come up right away, you don't have to reset your stats. You just come back to Luca here and talk to this lady in the center and hit register, and there it is. Little trick for you. But let's go ahead and get the Aurochs reel. That's the third part of our Overdrive series for Wakka. We started with the Elemental reel, then we got the status reel. Now we got Aurochs reel. After this, we'll be acquiring Wakka's weapon, because now we have all 4 overdrives. Previously, when we tried, the lady didn't give it to us. And then we're going to try and get the Jupiter sigil, which we get with the same manner by going through Blitzball season and winning it in the first prize of that season. So we're gonna go ahead and choose our team here. Our team's pretty good. We picked up the 2 defenders from the Albed Sykes, both Judah and Lackham, which are solid defenders. So our defense has really gone up since our last game. We'll actually notice it a lot now, especially with the long passes, because their passing is up to par with Brother, if not better. And Brother's supposed to be our central midfield forward. Now, fun fact about Blitzball, it's actually created by Yoshitori Kitase, who was a big fan of FIFA at the time. Because Japan and I believe it was South Korea were both co-hosting the FIFA World Cup in 2002. I know it's a few years later, but Japan was really getting ready for the World Cup, and Kitase was really immersed in FIFA at the time. So he really created this mini game on his own, and really mimicked it after EA esports titles. He also took some inspiration from, I believe it was, I can't recall, but it was another. He had put 2 things together. I just can't recall what it was. If memory serves me right, I believe it was the Phantom Menace at the time. He was a big fan of the pod racing scene in the game, and he really wanted to develop a mini game within Final Fantasy X. He ended up going with Blitzball. But you can see parts of it in the Chocobo racing that we're going to be seeing soon, and we'll be talking about that very soon. So we just finished the first half here with the Kilika Beast. We're doing pretty good so far. They're going to be easy to beat. So let's go ahead and we're going to keep the same lineup. We didn't really need Judah or Lamka, because we had Rob Ensworth, but you know, just a little something different since they are available. That looks like it's game. Excellent. One more match and we should have the Aurochs reel. I believe we're going up against the Albed Sykes. It's going to be a bit of a tough game. So we're definitely going to need all of these players. We're going to have to bring back everybody. I just like to do 10 games at a time, just so I'm not wasting too much money when I'm signing them. Not that we're strapped on gil, but in the end game you're going to need a lot of gil to get some of the items. So, you know, don't want to be too wasteful. We're essentially going to keep the same lineup again. It's our strongest lineup, so why not? Let's blitz. So so there's Tats. They actually replaced Barrack in the last episode. Barrack is their central midfield guy, or middle midfield guy. That was easy enough. I feel like they really downgraded. The Albitzites should really, like, not get rid of any of their players. They're just so good. Maybe the exception of Barrack. Maybe put Brother in there. Then this team would just be unbeatable. They really have no flaws. Very balanced team and a very strong blitzball team. Lapa, Igor, great forwards. Judah and Lackham, very good defenders. So, you know. Like I said, this match is pretty level right now because, you know, we just haven't had an opening yet. But this looks promising. Let's go ahead and draw everybody in so we can pass it forward and score. Give it to Titus, see if we can do a jet shot and get lucky. Only because Nimrok, who their goalie is, he's the best goalie in the game right now. And his shot, his catch stat is super high for any goalie. Kind of have to get lucky. I know we were one above, but you can still do that. Alright, Blapa, what are you gonna do? So Blapa's their forward, and he's really well balanced. You could actually even use him as a midfield player, because his stats are so high, like his pass is 13. And he's a good attack, very well balanced stats after Titus, I would say. Titus has pretty decent stats. I wouldn't say he's balanced, but he's more balanced than most players. Like, he doesn't have any flaws, with the exception of maybe pass. But then again, he's a forward. Why would he want to pass? He should be shooting. And another form of inspiration Kitase took from soccer actually is this jet shot. It's actually based off of a real shot in soccer, and it's actually the jumping volley shot, which is a very tough shot to make, but made famous by Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If you are a fan of soccer, he loves that shot. Another form we actually see blitzball or that has some ties to the real world is actually the sphere shot that we see in with Titus sometimes. It's actually the bicycle kick, which again made famous by many soccer players. Yeah, you actually see the bicycle kick actually in one of Titus's overdrives actually, which we'll be looking for very soon. The Blitz Ace, which he does the sphere kick, the sphere shot, or the bicycle kick, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so this half's almost over. We haven't scored, but because we're level, that's good. We've had, I believe, 2 good shots on goal so far. I'm gonna have to get extremely lucky here to get through to Nimrok. There it is, right at the death. Just like soccer. If that doesn't charge you up, I don't know what does. Alright, Tats, what do you got for me? So Tats actually comes with a shot called the invisible shot, which he hasn't done here yet, but he is usually in his technique whatever guide or slots. Maybe he just didn't have enough HP to execute it yet, but it's a pretty cool shot. Like, if you have a low shot stat, you can really sneak by the goalie with the invisible shot. Another good ability to have in a striker is actually spin ball, which basically gives it a weird trajectory to the ball every time it goes near the net. And the only way to counter that with the goalie is to get them with something called grip gloves, which is another ability which will really help you with the spin ball ability. We already talked about the super goalie, which basically increases your stats randomly. So yeah, goalies are pretty easy to figure out. It's the strikers and the midfield players that are kind of tough. So now that we have the Aurochs reel, let's go ahead and head to the pub where we're supposed to get the world champion, Wakka's celestial weapon. We'll go ahead and see if she'll give it to us now. We have the mirror, and we have all four reels. I'm honored to hand over a family heirloom. So basically this thing was in her family for years. She got it from High Summoner O'Holland. There it is. Great. So we're pretty much done with this pub now. Now that we have the weapon, we have the crest already that we picked up from the locker in the Aurochs locker room. And now we just need the sigil. So we're gonna go ahead and do the tournament for the sigil. Let's head back to the save sphere. We'll probably have to reset our data because it just probably didn't show up. So I just reset my data off screen here, and let's go ahead and head into this league. I'm going in with the stock lineup from the first few matches. If it doesn't work out, I'll probably side my usual players and go back. We're going up against the Ronso, so it shouldn't be too tough. Sending it back to manual, because, you know, automatic, no good. Okay, here it comes. Alright, Dado, what do you got for me? You gonna score? Dado's... he's up there. We might get lucky with him. Let's try it out. He's got a decent speed if you really train him up. Around level 20 is when he starts taking off really high. I guess Dado couldn't score. Let's see if we can get it away from Irga Ronso. I guess not. They don't have a very high attack stat in the beginning. I really have to train them up to get a decent attack for them. You'll also notice Titus's attacks are very custom. Like, he has his own like shoulder bump versus everybody else has the generic kick. Wakka has his own set of movements too, like the way he takes shots, the way he attacks, everything's different for him. I would have liked to see custom moves for like different races kick differently, they have their own techniques. But I guess they went with a generic movement for everybody, like this shot right here. Or the way they pass. Oh, scored. Well, that's embarrassing. I guess we'll just forfeit now that we're already in this position. Might as well. Make the matches go by quicker, because we still have 9 more after this. There we go. Bottom of the league right now because we just lost our first match, which is okay. We'll come back with the other 9. Let's go ahead and actually sign the usual players that we normally sign. So let's get Wedge back. We do need some firing power because, as you saw, Dado really just derped there. He had an open shot and he still messed up somehow. But that's okay. Let's get Zilich and Jamal. And then when we get a chance, we'll get Brother and Rop later if we really need them. Zilitz. Then let's head to Jamal. So Jamal again is in the courtyard, sitting with his wife, I believe, and watching his daughter. Great. Let's head back to the tournament square. There we go. That's the lineup I wanted. Let's go ahead and head into the next match. It's going to be not too tough with these guys. This is a pretty decent lineup. There we go. Alright, so let's try and score on these Luca losers really quickly. It shouldn't take too long. Ooh, gotta get lucky here. I guess I won't give her a chance to tackle me. Let's see if we can score. There we go. Rowdy had no chance. Rowdy's their goalie. That's Grav, their midfield player. Great. I'm pretty much going to keep the same lineup in this next half as well. And we don't have any slots yet, so there's no need to worry about techniques yet. Because we did reset our data right before this tournament, just so we can have this Jupiter sigil appear again. Uneventful half. Let's move on to the next one. Glory up top. That doesn't happen often. We're actually going to ignore this tournament. We're going to just finish off the league. So we're facing the Kilika Beast this week. That should be an easy matchup. Or this round, I should say. They're going to start off with the ball. Let's see what happens. Alright, Jasu, give it to Wedge. take a chance. I have a feeling it'll go in. There we go. That's how pathetic the kill can be, star. You can literally shoot from anywhere and probably get it in. At least with wedge, because his shot is that high. That's half. We haven't grown very much, which is okay. We'll probably get a lot of slots all together at once. But he has the ball. Uneventful half. Not a lot of growth either, which is okay. A lot of glory still up top. We're in second place, but we're catching up. Maybe one match with them and we should gap the difference there. It's only a 3-point difference, so we do need to beat them when we do face them. Alright, so we're going up against the Abed Sykes. This is going to be a tough match. Pretty much the same lineup. Another thing Yoshinori Kitase actually thought about playing around with when he was developing Blitzball at the time was he was thinking about making a baseball alternative in the game, because South Korea and Japan are both very heavy on baseball, and he really wanted to incorporate that into the game, but he ended up going with soccer because he was playing. He mentioned he was playing many sleepless nights with FIFA, or he's spending many sleepless nights with FIFA, and he really wanted a game that was mimicking his passion at the time. There was a lot of national pride for FIFA 2012, which was a fun World Cup, by the way. If you ever get a chance to go back and watch it, it's really good. Probably the most exciting in a long time. Very exciting. FIFA, not clouded by a very big cloud of controversy. Just, it was all about soccer. It was really good. There we go. We're ahead of the Glada Glory now. #1 team in the league. We need to bridge that gap. I believe it's a 1-point gap now. They were at 10 and we were at 9 when we entered this match. So once we beat them, we should overtake them by 2. We should be 12 and they should be 10. There we go. We got a whole bunch of slots opening up. So let's go ahead and get the same team, but we're gonna put in their techniques now. Oh, I guess not. I guess we'll do it later. Let's go ahead and put their techniques in. Yeah. Put in a jet shot. Letty, you get a pass. Jiaosu, I don't know what I can put for you. Yeah, he has nothing. We'll be alright. And then Zalit, you get Wither Tackle. Jamal, super goalie. Because every goalie should be a super goalie. Let's see if we can mimic one of the tackles here for Jiaosu. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call it an episode there. Thank you for tuning into Final Fantasy X HD Remastered. This was episode 39, and the third part of our Blitzball chapter. we'll be finishing off with the powering up of the world champion and acquiring the sigil from this tournament next episode, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye bye.